Why, hello, YouTube. This is Balor Mage again. This is the end of day one of our little softcore trade reset. So everything has been fresh. The goal here is to do sort of a zero to hero thing, except without any MF at all. So goals are just have either a Headhunter or a Mage Blood, have a fully functioning, good tier 16 blasting character, and have 100 divines in the stash, and don't get any help from anyone. No trader, no crafter, nothing like that, just playing on my own. So all from fresh, starting today. Today was day one. So what did we focus on day one? It's important that I point out, or at least I feel like it is, that I am not a racer by any means. I am not incredibly fast. The end of day one for me, I managed to do my first Maven fight. So I've done one tier 8 map and about 17 maps total. However, we did manage to make a grand total of about 130 chaos during the campaign. Before we even got to maps, we had a total of about 130 chaos. This chaos came in the form of one perfect dark marionette that went for 60 chaos, and then a whole handful of other corpses that were worth 5 to 8 chaos apiece. In all 3 labs, I hit a trans gem that was worth between 5 and 7 chaos. None of the ones that I wanted, but we did all of those things, and we did the league mechanic during the campaign, which definitely slowed our time down, but we did that with the intent of having enough money to get a pretty decent set of gear to start mapping with so that we could just blast. This was not enough to get like good stuff, absolutely not enough to get like a good weapon or like the actual chest I want or like anything like that, but it was more than enough money to get really good starter gear. So we will jump into game and show you where our gear is at. I did not spend anything after the regear at maps, but we ended up with some pretty decent gear, I would think. This is our Atlas tree. We are one node away from taking Wandering Path. I haven't decided on what the Atlas strategy is going to be yet, though I will do that overnight, and I will hopefully know by the time we start the next stream, because I'm going to need to know soon. But the one thing I do know for sure is that I will need to progress, and I will need to get my watchstones. I will need to kill my Eater and my Exarch. Those should happen tomorrow, hopefully, if I'm not too slow. And for that, best way is just to do Wandering Path early. So we're definitely going to fill out Wandering Path. We're definitely going to get a few extra connected nodes. Maybe not all of them, but enough to keep our progression moving. So this is our character. We are in 2/6 links. We do have a Stygian Vice, but no jewel for it. It is worth noting that the links that I have in here are not the correct links. They are the Balor ran out of chromes because he only just got to maps and spent every last chaos, so couldn't buy any more, so we just rent with what we had. So I'm currently running... Oh god, they're all out of order. This is horrendous. I'm currently running regular Caustic Arrow, but I am still doing it as a poison build. So we've got regular Caustic Arrow, Mirage Archer, GMP, Chance to Poison, which is where we're getting a bunch of our base damage from, as well as Poison Capping, Deadly Ailments, and Vicious Proj. Deadly Ailments has no business being here. This is not the best setup, and obviously we want a Caustic Arrow of Poison, not a Caustic Arrow, but you get what you get on day one. Over here we've got Storm Rain in a Mana Forge setup with Lightning Arrow as well. I have been trying main casting Lightning Arrow and putting Caustic Arrow there, and main casting Caustic Arrow and putting Lightning Arrow back. They seem very similar. Definitely Lightning Arrow is quite a bit, like a little bit better clear, a little bit worse on the boss, but they're very, very similar. It's hard to pick between them which one is better. I am, however, pretty confident that once I get Caustic Arrow of Poison, that'll be the winner. But for now, We're using the lightning arrow as well. Chance to poison in that as well. A life tap support and vicious proj. In the top here, we've got life tap support, frenzy mana forged arrow. That's it. This is just our frenzy generation. This link is just despair, my self-cast despair that I put on tanky bosses just so that I have a curse. I'm currently running Herald of Agony, haste, purity of elements. No defenses here. We've died quite a few times, but it's all about going fast. I do not care about the deaths. So slash deaths. There's 27 deaths here on day one, which is a little bit rough. We've solved our onslaught by picking up a very cheap pair of boots. They're not particularly good, but they have onslaught on kill. We solved our phasing by getting a poison tincture that had phasing. This was only 5C, so 56% increased damage against enemies that are on low life and phasing on kill. Great, don't need a phasing flask anymore. These flasks are just from the campaign. They are absolutely not good. They are absolutely not rolled. This is actually my level 4 flask of Quicksilver, so we will need to upgrade them tomorrow, and we don't even have a suffix on our life flask. We also don't have a jewel for this belt, but that will get solved tomorrow. Since making it to maps, we made another 31 chaos and found an Exalt. All going pretty well so far. The biggest thing is that I started mapping with the absolute cheapest Defiance of Destiny that I could find. This was the lion's share of the money I made during the campaign. It was, I think, 40 chaos of the total 130 that I had to re-gear the entire character. It was the most expensive item by over double anything else I bought, and still incredibly cheap. This is really, really, really good for making you quite a bit more tanky than you otherwise would. Obviously, a better rolled version would be good. Obviously, quality would be good. You work with what you've got. We had a very limited amount of money, so we just picked up the cheapest thing we could get. There were 3 or 4 there for 40 chaos. They were all corrupted with bad, useless implicits and low rolled, but we will upgrade out of that later. All right. Other than that, this is a quick look at the passive tree. There will be a path of building in the description. This is not a guide. I am doing a little bit of experimenting here. If you want a proper guide on how to do a poison pathfinder, I'm going to point everyone at Garatha's poison pathfinder because that's what I had opened to begin with, to glance at what I wanted. This is the version of it I was able to do in one quick day. It certainly isn't perfect. I don't have any of the corrected gems yet or anything, but I'll link the path of building in case somebody is interested to go over it. I did put one together. Here it is. We have a total of 700,000 DPS, which is relatively low, but it'll do for now. We're also pretty squishy, but we're only in yellow maps. Everything is going fine. So that's what happened. That's how we made our money and how our progression looks for the day. So hopefully we get significantly further tomorrow and shoe up a few holes. My main goal tomorrow is going to be getting out of this chest and into a 6-link lightning coil, because that is going to help our tankiness quite a bit, as well as on the offensive side, picking up the correct gems. Caustic Arrow of Poison, Scourge Arrow of Malice? I forget what it's called, the new Scourge Arrow one. Yeah, everything's sorted there. Hopefully at least triple our DPS. That's the goal. Alright, I will see everybody tomorrow. Goodbye.